The volume of new anime series starting this anime season seems to be going down. And that's only a good thing, because it gives me more time to sit back and enjoy the ones which I've been watching so far. Of course, I'm not watching all of them. Some of them I've already ignored. But that's only a given. Some shows just aren't good enough, as I've shown in my previous episodes. So join me again as I take a look at the next 4 shows to air this season. Because as you know, this is the 2018 Winter Anime Preview, from a different perspective. Shows about grown adults living in modern Japan, going about their day-to-day lives, has become ever more present in the anime world in recent years. I don't know if it's a sign that the fan base of anime is just looking for more realistic shows based on real-world experiences, or just passing trend. But I for one like our newfound maturity in setting an anime series. Honestly, if I see another series which is a tired isekai series again, it'll be way too soon. And so on today's first new show, Death March to a Parallel World Rhapsody. God damn it. I just have to hope this is one of those other rare cases where the other world series is actually passable. And to give it a show its due, it starts off interestingly. A nearly 30-year-old guy running for a train on the way to work. Yep, he works for a games company, but is a grown adult doing a grown adult's job. Maybe this will be a grown adult's perspective of another world. And he's not just working for a game company, he's slogging through a death march that is known as the launch of a popular MMO genre. Bug reports, feature creep, and fan expectation and fan-based demands. Have you ever wondered why so much crap gets pushed back to DLC? This is your answer. And so how does a tired programmer get transported to another world? He goes to sleep. The show completely avoids the question of how by just making it happen. He goes to sleep at his computer and wakes up on the side of a cliff. And he has his smartphone with him. If you wanted a warning sign, it was going to be bad, but surely referencing one of last year's worst shows is not exactly far from a giant flare going up in the distance. And on the subject of a distance, he sees a huge array of enemies charging at him, but all high-level lizardmen. And he's only level 1. Thankfully, he has this spell for loser beginners he added to the game the other day. The ones that wipe out all enemies in an area, limited to only 3 uses. Well, he uses it, all 3 of them actually, and then the enemies are all dead. He didn't quite think about the whole idea behind it because there's a bit of a bug. You still get the looting experience from the kills as well. And so, despite starting off at level 1 just 3 seconds ago, he is now level 310, with a full inventory full of a loot from his high level monsters. Oh, and did I mention he's actually started looking like his high school stealth now? The game seems to have put him in, was in the game clearly, but he's reverted to what he looked like as a kid. He finds himself in a black coat. It's Kirito, isn't it? And yet, by the end of your first episode, he's already saved a maiden from certain death as well. Now, I was hopeful this one would be good. But in the end, we got yet another loser who's been stranded in another world with his smartphone. And this time, over-leveled with cheat codes as well. If you do crave a little mindless isekai service, you'll find the Death March over on Crunchyroll. Love can be a strange emotion. There are endless love songs about how it's cruel, unusual, and can happen when you least expect it. And there is a premise of After the Rain, a slow-paced story about a girl who is in love. The first thing that stands out when I watch After the Rain isn't the story, but rather the look of the animation itself. I don't know if it's the backgrounds, the character design, or a combination of each of these different elements, but Starfield's old. It's like watching a show that was animated in the 90s. It's part of the reason why the slow pacing of the series works so well. It gives you much more of a chance to watch the characters and how they interact with each other. And of course, the main character in this love story is a beautiful girl. And in a season where many beauties, as far as I can see, Akira Tachibana is one that truly stands out as one of the most beautiful. Which is right up there with Violet Evergarden, but for very different reasons. Akira Tachibana is very much a natural beauty. Long black hair, deep eyes, and with perfect body proportions. It means she's not a supermodel by anybody's definition, but you don't need to be. You just need to stand out in a crowd, and she most definitely does that. Her design actually reminds me a whole lot of Reihino, Sailor Mars from Sailor Moon. Combined with the fact she's very softly spoken and mature air about her. It's appropriate then, but she is a girl in love. with her manager at work. This is probably my only real level of worry with this show. It's about a 17-year-old girl crushing on a 45-year-old manager. He's divorced and has a kid, but she doesn't care about that. We learn a bit more about why she fell in love with him in such a bad way. It was such a small thing as well, but given her state at the time, it's not surprising that she developed feelings. We learn that she previously injured herself and was previously on the sports team. We can see that she had an operation on her foot and is no longer able to participate in the sports. One day, on the way home from a chiropractor, she stops up at a family restaurant to get out of the rain, and he gives her a free cup of coffee when she's feeling down. It's those small moments of kindness that stand out when you're feeling down at your lowest moments. The real question I have about the series is where it's going to go and take those feelings. Will he reciprocate, or will he push her aside for her own good? I really hope it doesn't go down the wrong route, as this is very close to getting a bit creepy. But for now, I'm going to trust it. It looks beautiful, the story feels like it's going the right way, and you should trust it as well. And if you want to escape from the rain as well, you can find it over on Amazon Video. Sometimes I sit down to watch an episode of anime and wonder just what Japan has been taking to make them think of an idea. With today's next show, I don't really need to think about where they came up with the idea. That's actually perfectly clear. Who wouldn't want to release a show with such obvious marketing potential for the small toys of characters in How to Keep a Mummy? Rather than being a horror show, as the name almost implies, How to Keep a Mummy is a cute critter comedy where instead of playing with cute cats, hamsters or himotos, we get to see the day-to-day care of a much stranger pet. A pet mummy. So, yeah. Our main guy is Sora Kashiwagi, and one day he receives a parcel from his globe-trotting father. He's been exploring the world as usual and has finally reached Egypt. How many these animes always start with father going to Egypt? What a better thing to do in Egypt when adopt a mummy and send it home to your family. Yet this is a concept of anime I wasn't expecting. It sounds ridiculous, and it kind of is. But regardless, we meet the previously mentioned mummy out of a giant casket, and it's tiny. I don't know if it's a mummy or of a hamster, but it's only a few inches tall and kind of hopeless. And the threat of being rejected, it cries up a storm. We get to see it's jealous of a dog, learn how to drink, and be all around cute and adorable. The show is clearly designed not to sell itself on a plot, but rather over cute characters. Don't get me wrong, it's cute. But to me that's all that there really is to a show. I have no reason to care for a tiny mummy creature. The rest of the episode is devoted to telling us how cute an anime like Mikun is, as the mummy gets named. Towards the end of the episode, we're introduced to Sora's best friend at school, Tezuka Kamiya, and Mikun really does not trust him one bit. And that's reason as well. Tezuka looks like he'd mess with Mikun at a moment's notice. There's a type to tease a dog to a point of tears after all. I'm not really getting How to Keep a Mummy. I suppose it's cute, but at the moment there's no substance. If you want to watch a cute mummy do cute mummy things, you can watch this weekly over on Crunchyroll. Getting the pacing right when you're starting out a new anime series can be quite a tricky task. I've seen more than just one anime fall apart because it has either tried to do things too quickly, or just went so slowly it bored me to sleep. And so when I started watching a new series, Hackerman and Mikochi, this evening, I was presented with two girls heading out to start a new life in the woods together. I didn't really know what to expect other than that it would probably be quite a slow-paced series. As the title suggests, it's about the day-to-day life of two small girls. When I say small, these are pretty much borrower-sized people. We're never explicitly told what they are. We don't know whether or not they're not borrowers, fairies, gnomes, trolls, or even something else. We just know they're small. About the size of a cricket, about sort of yay big. And despite it looking like they live in our world, there's no real sign of a full-sized human insofar as the episode 2. There's no threat, even with scary bugs and big animals are just there to be friendly and help out our pair. The more active of two girls is a twin-braided redhead Hackerman. She's the most confident of a pair and is open to getting help from talking to just about anyone, be it getting help from passing by beetles to haggling out with a cloth seller. Completely different to the energetic Hackerman is a more laid-back but timid girl Mikochi. It's clear that she's not a completely social outcast, as you see with people which she knows in the second half of the episode. But she like just takes a bit longer to get to know somebody else. I think we can all appreciate that, especially given our fandom. The episode itself splits into the two main stories. The first of which introduces us to the two girls is about exploring the local area and trying to find an evening kite. The second half is about the girls travelling to a local town to buy supplies. This is a new town to Hackerman, but Mikochi knows the area quite well. It's well liked by the locals. Now she loses her wallet and looking for it, we get to meet many of the other interesting characters in a strange pint-sized metropolis, buzzing with full-size cats, rabbits and all manner of oddities. At one point I think I saw a full-size fish being trundled through a market by a cart, and it pretty much dwarfed all the other characters. I think the best way to watch a show is to forget that you're watching a show about some small people in a small world, but instead just view it as a foreign setting with its own set of rules and customs. Getting to know Hackerman and Mikochi this week was the main order of the day, and I think the episode managed to introduce us to him wonderfully. This is not a show we've not seen before. Maybe not in this particular guise, but there are feelings of other shows here as well. It's a slow-paced, calming show about two girls living together, discovering new things about each other and themselves, and not to mention the world surrounding them. This is a very comfortable show, another comfortable one. So why not sit back and watch it as well? You can find it over on High Dive. So what did you think of today's shows? I gotta be honest, I liked some of them, and I gotta be honest as well, I absolutely hated one of them as well. Not so sure about the fourth, but you can see that my scores are giving them. Join me again next time and look at another set of 4 shows. We're slowly but surely reaching the end of our path. But thank you very much for watching anyway. Bye bye.